Welcome back. Today's lesson is on graphing coordinates. This is a pretty simple lesson, but it's going to be really important for us. So we're going to take a lot of time today to practice. So we have two main goals. Goal number one, identify the four quadrants on a graph. And we'll go through that in a bit. That's pretty simple, and it's always going to be the same, just something we need to memorize. And goal number two, we're going to be able to plot points when given coordinates. This is pretty fun and simple, but it's easy to make a little mistake. So, our quick set of notes for us to remember is that each point will be plotted in the form x, comma, y. And the x value is always first. And that's something that is never going to change, as long as you are doing math and graphing points. So they're always going to give you two numbers, and the first number is going to be the x value, and the second number will be the y value. So that's always going to be x, comma, y. So I'm going to draw a graph really quickly. Go in black. So we're going to have a graph like this, and you can see that we have four different quadrants. And I'm going to draw some numbers very quickly and make this one a lot smaller. But what we're looking at is two number lines that intersect with each other. So going horizontally, we have our x-axis. So these are the x values. And we can number this where we're going to have 1, 2, 3. We're going to have 0 here in the middle. And then going left, going smaller, we have our negative numbers, -1, -2, -3. Your graphs are going to be a lot bigger, but mine is pretty spread out. I always advise you to make your graph big just so you have plenty of room. And now we're going to work with our vertical number line. And the 0 in the middle is going to stay the same. And vertically, we have 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, and -3. So we have our two number lines that have intersected, and we have our four quadrants, or our four squares, where we could possibly put points. Our first quadrant has positive numbers, so this would be labeled as quadrant 1. And we're going counterclockwise. So quadrant 2, and they're using Roman numerals. We have quad 3, and finally quadrant 4. And the good news about these quadrants is those are also never going to change. So if you have these notes and you have this memorized, then you are going to be in great shape. So we're going to do some examples. On your assignment, you're going to be asked to draw a graph. So I'm going to draw one, make it straight. And I'm going to have numbers ranging from -5 to +5. And my x-axis is always horizontal. So I'm going to label that here just so I don't forget. Maybe I'll label it here. There we go. And my y value, of course, is here. And that is also going to go from -5 to +5. And even here, I tried to draw a big enough graph, and it's going to be a little squished, but it's not bad. I'll draw my quick numbers. So my positive numbers are going to the right and up. My negative numbers are going down and left. So our two number lines have the same rules as before. We're just combining them. And of course, 0 is in the middle, which is sort of an awkward spot. So on your assignment, you're going to be given a pair of coordinates, and it's going to want you to write the corresponding letter. So number 1 has 3, 2, and that's going to be point A. So my x value is always first, followed by my y value. So my x value is going to be 3, which is here, but that's not where I'm going to put my point. I just want you to see it. So my x value is 3, my y value is 2, and I'm going to draw a point where those would intersect. And I'm going to label that point A. Now, I don't want you to spend too much time making your graph perfect, but you do want to make sure that your graph is spread out enough that so it's not confusing. Okay, next one, -4, +1. So I always go left or right first. So I'm finding -4 on the x-axis, and then going up to +1. So -4, +1. That's point B. Number 3, -2, 0. The ones that have zeros in it are ones that people mess up pretty often. So I'm going left 2 to -2, and then I'm not going up or down at all. So my C value is going to be here. Number 4, I have +4 and then -3. So I'm going 4 to the right and then down to -3. That is my D value. And our last one, E value, 0, 3. So we always go right or left first, but we're at 0, so we're staying the same. And then I'm going up 3 to E. So on your assignment, after you draw your graph and you plot your points should be in the same position as your classmates. Graphs might look a little bit different. Some of yours might be neater than others, but your graph should look the same. Hope this helps, and good luck on your assignment.